PodJack95. This is number 11. This is, Tom. Number 11. Can you believe it? I've done 11 podcasts.
No, it's going well for you, isn't it?
Going very well. This is Tom Showell. Tom, tell us, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Tom. Currently working full-time with the Aston Villa Foundation and part-time within the Aston Villa Women's RTC. So that's...
Where did that begin? Tell us. What got you into the Villa? Because you must be a big fan of Villa or something to get yourself there. Is that why?
Yeah, big football fan.
We all know a West Brom fan, but can't all be where we want to be.
Well, someone's got to support the smaller clubs.
What happened then, Tom? Where did it begin? Uni, obviously, was it, or school?
Yeah, so sixth form really. I didn't know what to do. So sixth form were pushing university massively. I really wasn't too fussed or didn't have an idea of what was going on. So I just thought, yeah, I'll go along with this uni thing.
Yeah.
Only interest really at the time was football and gaming. Didn't want to do anything in gaming because it was a bit too sit down for me. So we looked at football, found a course in South Wales at the University of South Wales, which was a football coaching and performance course. So applied for that. Went and lived in South Wales and in Cardiff for 3 years. In fact, it wasn't 3 years, it was 4 because I ended up doing my master's there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
that last year, was that?
Yeah, so I finished the master's literally about a year ago now? No, it would have been a year in September.
Yeah.
So it was a year long. I think it would have been about September. I've got a terrible memory.
Is the master's more in depth then, is it? Same thing?
Yeah, so to be fair, it's a lot of work. So I did it working part-time with Cardiff and Newport at the time.
Oh, yeah.
But there was other people there doing it along with full-time jobs, and I just couldn't believe how they were doing it because it was so hard, so in-depth. The amount of research and commitment it takes to do one, it's massive. So people that were doing it full-time, mad respect for, because it was really difficult doing it just part-time with a couple of jobs for myself. I had a lot of free time as well, which I spent working. I wouldn't go out lots. I spent a lot of time working.
Experience, was that uni first year the same as everyone else, and go out and do what you want and not care, or as you took it a little bit more serious?
Yeah, no, I'm probably a bit more serious. I get tired. I'm a bit bored in that sense. Don't really go going out too much. I'd rather just stay in, watch football, have a drink, and just go to bed.
Mate, don't they? When you want to when you want to get to where you are, kind of, you got to commit yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go out if everyone's going out, but I'd rather just. So when we went out that was class. We need to do that again.
That's funny. But yeah, no uni party. Don't do the uni party. It's bad for you. Don't do it. Don't waste your first year. It's not like year 7.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably first year I took it was quite relaxed, really, and I went. After I finished my first year, I went out to America to do some coaching over there, and I got my uni results back, and I thought, this isn't good. So I give myself a massive kick at the backside, and second and third year, when my results actually started to count, that's when I started putting in major graft, and luckily come out with a first. I say luckily, deservedly, but.
Well done. Yeah. What's it like then, coach? Like, is it the whole degree itself? Is it an active degree? Is it, or much writing or not?
A lot of writing.
A lot.
Yeah. So you have one module focused around you and your football coaching, and then the rest of it is just all academics, so strength and conditioning, performance analysis, your research methods, and. When I first got there, I was probably a bit naive. I was like, have I got to do all this? I don't understand it. I'm here to do football coaching. But, looking from it now from an academic perspective, the onus is on you to go out and do your football coaching. They'll provide you with all the academic sources. And then you go out and do the football coaching yourself and build up how you want to coach.
Yeah.
So a bit naive, but second and third year I started to understand it, and I was a bit like, oh yeah, fair enough. I was in the wrong in thinking what I thought, but
Yeah.
I would recommend
Where
it.
did you go and coach? Like, did they give you somewhere to go and coach? Was it in a school or was it with adults or what?
So first year I didn't really do much.
Yeah.
I was just more so settling in
Yeah.
because I haven't really done anything like that before. So
I
first
think
year was
people
just
do that,
settling in.
don't they, though, with their first year at uni? That's
Yeah. So yeah, settled in first year. Second year, I got a placement within the Cardiff City Foundation, and that was doing their Girls Development Centre, and I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then throughout, and that's second year is when we started doing our UEFA B licence with the Welsh Football Association.
That's quite a high step up of coaching, isn't it, for a badge?
Yeah, so you
all
have
the
to.
others on your way as well, or do you just go straight?
Yeah, so I had my level. I did my FA level 1 before I went to uni, and then did my level 2 within first year and level 3 in my final.
Do they provide that for you? Do they?
Yeah, so it's built in within the course, which is good. But obviously, you're not guaranteed to pass. You have got to meet the standards because the tutors on the course are FA. W, so the Football Association of Wales, they are the educators. So yeah, I've got to pass, and a couple of my friends didn't. So you did have to put the work in and graft.
Now, what you on UEFA B?
Yeah, still on UEFA B.
And where does that take you then? What can you do? Obviously, with a level 1, you can coach a C team.
Yeah, so B license gets you into your academies.
Okay.
But the next step is what I want is the A license, and that's difficult to get onto. Yeah.
Is that with the pro guys?
Yeah, so you got, I think Peter Crouch did his with the FAW. Thierry Henry's done his with the FAW. Mikel Arteta.
Did you go manage a football team?
Sorry?
Would you go manage a football team then?
Possibly. It's not really an interest of mine at the moment, so I've not looked into it. No, I'm happy just staying in player development at the moment.
Of course. And what? So you're with, what is it, Aston Villa Ladies Academy, is it?
Yeah, so it's the RTC, so the Regional Talent Club.
Yeah.
So I've just spent the season with the under-12s, and going into the season coming up on I believe I'm staying with the under-12s again.
Nice.
So I'll inherit pretty much the under-10s from last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have pretty much a new team, but again, really looking forward to it.
Is it coaching them every day?
No, so we train 2 hours on a Tuesday, 2 hours on a Thursday, and then have a game on Saturday.
Yeah. Much travelling is there, or?
No, I think the furthest, about Worcester's the furthest I've had to travel, so no, it's not far.
That's all right.
That's because we're in the Midlands League, so
yeah,
it was good.
That's a good step up, though. That is the UEFA B. That's high, all through uni as well. So it must have been. Was it difficult to get there?
Yes. Second year, I was not ready for it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I sort of knew it,
mm-hmm.
and I thought it was just finding ways, speaking to lecturers, finding ways of how I can prepare myself best for it.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, a friend of mine had a friend, and he was asking him if he could go coach his men's team within the Welsh division, but like the lower Welsh divisions. Mm-hmm. And he said he didn't want to do it. And luckily, I was there when he was on the phone to him, and I said, "I'll come and do it."
Yeah.
It was volunteering. To be honest, I don't know if I would have got my B without going to that club.
Yeah.
They were fantastic with me. I think the players there, they just really brought into what I wanted to do, how I wanted to help them. And they were really good.
Was that like a Saturday league team, was it? Or something?
Yeah. But they were fantastic. They were really good. Definitely helped and supportive the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So had to leave them, unfortunately, when I come back home to. In fact, no, it wasn't. I had to leave them because I got a job at Newport.
Newport Football Club.
Yeah, so that was doing the Newport's pre-academy.
Yeah. What's the difference like within your coaching? Obviously, with the men's and the academy, obviously younger and older, is there a vast difference, or still stick to the same sort of things?
Yeah, so the difference is you're just focusing in men's. You're probably just focusing on the team and a bit more. It's more performance driven and results driven.
Yeah.
Whereas you go down to your player development, it's all about developing each individual as much as possible.
Yeah.
Which is difficult because you don't really see success immediately.
Yeah.
But when you do see that success, the rewards are just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The inner feeling you get of when you've worked something time and time again, and it's not coming off, but then it just comes off that once. Feeling's just brilliant.
Especially when they're at such a young age as well. When even they realise that they can do it from you telling them, you're like, "Whoa!" It's being taught how to walk. You're a baby or something. I can't believe that they've just done that all from, and that's, I suppose that's what you do.
It's great seeing them like so happy and get a little buzz out of it. So that's what we're in it for.
But you see some great players, don't you? Some great little players.
Yeah, the players we see, it's just like some of them with their footwork, it's unreal. Some of them with their leadership.
Yeah.
So how are you 12? You got better leadership skills than like most blokes have, or most women have who are 30, and it's just crazy.
What about do you think they're better than you at football?
Yeah.
But you playing yourself? Do you play?
No, to be fair, I don't really have the time anymore. So I have a knockabout on a Saturday morning with friends when we don't have a game. But apart from that, I've been working 7 days a week pretty much. So I've not really had the time to get in and play football, but it's something I've missed a lot, and I would love to get back into doing it. So hopefully,
when all this goes.
Yeah, hopefully when all this goes and I've got a bit more free time, I can get back to playing football.
Yeah. When are you obviously you're not with them at the moment because you can't be, but what's the time for them to come back? Obviously, we've got the return of the Premier League this week. So with yours, does it work different?
So we're currently in our off season at the moment. So next week will be our week 4 in our off season.
How many do you have?
We've had 4.
How many?
So we've been given
total.
4 weeks. We've been given off.
Oh, you have 4 weeks off. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so this will be our last week.
Yeah.
Off. So we've not heard anything at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too sure when we're going to get back into training or whatnot. But throughout the end of the season, when COVID struck, we still kept in touch with all of the players through Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
We had like one-to-one chats with them, little team meetings, so they weren't just like abandoned. Really, they still had us there for support if they needed us, because we wanted to provide that. Because it's just something good to provide to the players.
That's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so I did hear you say that you had. How long did you have over in America?
I was there about 3-4 months.
Was it with the same age sort of group?
It was through. No, it's about different age groups. So you'd have probably like 5s to about 15-year-olds. Obviously not in one group, but the variety was massive.
Was you coaching football over there as well? Was that?
Yeah. So it was just like little soccer camps.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Where did you stay? What area?
So I was predominantly within California, and we stayed at lots of different locations.
Yeah.
I think so. We had host families, and it was fantastic to be with different people, staying with the kids that you were coaching, to get to know about them more. It was really good. However, you'd get there, I think it was on a Saturday, and you'd be with them for about a week. So you'd get there on a Saturday, be a bit anxious, nervous. You get to about Thursday, you think, I'm really settled in now. and then you got Friday, and then
You're off again.
Saturday you're off again. So it was a bit of a bit unsettling at times.
Have you ever thought of doing that again for longer with the same camp? Can you do that?
No, well, you couldn't. You didn't really have any power of where you were. They would just tell you, just get an email saying you go in 200 miles north, and you're like, okay. You had literally no power or anything.
Was there a group of you was there that travelled around, or was it just?
Nah, you're just on your own.
Oh,
so if you were going up north and you were down south, somewhat, whoever your driver was, they'd drive you to a location, and just basically leave you and wait for someone else to pick you up. So it was a bit like, okay.
Experience though.
Yeah. No, it was a great experience, and the people you were with were fantastic, like the other coaches, and the families that I was with anyway. They were brilliant. They really were. So I would like to go back and see them at some point, but money.
Yeah, that's the problem all the time. What's the soccer like over there compared to here? Actually, it wasn't as big as it probably is now, but is it?
I can't remember what happened last week, let alone 3 years ago. To be fair, it was all right. I think the kids have got good respect.
Yeah,
they love their sports, so they were good. Yeah, I can't say they were bad because they weren't.
Yeah, you wouldn't say it anyway. You're not allowed.
No, but they were good.
What's the facilities like as well? Then the facilities over in America, are they top notch?
So where I was, the university was just like you stayed at that was like a Premier League pitch. The grass was just like cut perfectly. But then when we were at like parks, it was just like, to be fair, their parks are nothing like our parks.
No,
they're different. They're so different. They've got like, it's maintained and kept so well. So they've got toilets there, proper facilities. It's all just brilliant. So it's not like, when I say a park, it's not like you go down to Chase Water and it's something like that.
Yeah.
They were good, but no, the facilities were good, to be fair. America's top draw
here as well. But obviously, where you are now, being at Villa, the facilities changed from when you was coaching from being sent somewhere at university. Is it different?
Yeah. So, well, when I was at Cardiff, it was pretty much the same job role, doing a school sports coach. So going into schools obviously would be the same. At uni, so for the first two years I was there, they were building this indoor barn. So it's an indoor 4G facility. So while they were building that, we were outside, and when it was raining in Wales, it was horrible. So we were standing outside, getting freezing cold, soaked, and it's horrible. But when they built the new indoor 4G facility, it was class being inside, especially hearing the rain come down.
Knowing you're in the same drive.
Yeah, but what I can say is going outside, having the rain come down, standing freezing cold, is a massive part of football coaching. So I'm glad I experienced the horrid, being in the horrible weather, rather than just being indoors and nice and warm.
That's it. You can't go and be a coach at a good club and not want to stand outside in the rain.
Nothing beats it.
It's raining.
But I mean, to be fair though, it's just another thing that just like makes you.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
To be fair though, like training in the rain, there's no difficult place to train than in the rain. If you're going to be good outside in the wet, you're going to be great in the dry.
Yeah, I mean, it does build people. It does make people. I mean, Aguero said when he come, I'm pretty sure it's Aguero, when he's playing for Man City, that he wanted to sub himself off because he couldn't deal with the cold weather.
Oh, really?
Just like, can't be saying that. If you're on a couple $100,000 a week.
Yeah. No way. Oh well, look at him though. He's a decent player though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's my favourite striker.
Yeah, he's quite.
After Robson Kanu and Jay Rodriguez.
Oh, Robson. I was looking at doing a podcast recently about, because obviously the Euros will be playing now. So I got a, I don't know if you've watched the Match of the Day podcasts on BBC. Have you seen them? So
No.
basically, Lineker, Ian Wright, and Shearer do top 10 of something, whatever it is that's going on, maybe. And they've done like goals of the Premier League. So when the Premier League first started, and Ian Wright picks his 10 that Gary Lineker gives them, and Shearer picks his 10 out and puts them in order. So I went to I've got a podcast set up, to be fair, ready, of the Euros. So Euro 2000, 04, 08, 012, 16, and obviously not 2020 because it's not happening. Of the top 10 goals with two other lads that were going to do it with me, put them in there 10. And one of the goals there was Robson Kanu's goal against Belgium.
Oh yeah.
Third. That goal.
Was it?
Have you seen that goal?
Yeah, it's filthy, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Proper good.
Unbelievable. So that was in maybe 2014. No, not 14. 16.
Yeah, I think it was about. Yeah, it would have been 16.
Wow. So that was one.
Because
Top.
I remember West Brom having the links to him when I saw him score that goal. I was like, we got to get him in.
Was he not at you then at that point? Was he at Reading or something?
No, he was still at Reading. Yeah,
And you got him.
he was at Reading.
Now he does he even play for you still?
I
I don't know.
I think he plays a bit. Like he has he has games where he's fantastic, and then he has other games where he's just like doesn't score. I mean, his work rate though, you can't fault his work rate. It's brilliant. It is good.
I reckon you
That's
could
what I
put
like
a
in
few
a player.
things. You like the work rate, do you?
Yeah, it's all about the work rate. I mean, if you're not putting the effort in, it's like, what's the point? You've been there.
Yeah, especially all that money.
Exactly. Not that I'm jealous.
You're jealous of that. We'll be getting that money one day, mate, if you carry on the way you're going. What's the case of you going for this UEFA B then? Will you have to pay for that?
Did I have to pay for the UEFA B?
Which one are you after now, sorry? Which is the next one? The UEFA?
The A licence.
Oh, hey. Will you have to pay for that yourself, will you? Or will... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funded by myself. I mean, I got to get on the course first, and it's difficult to get on. But
pricey?
Yeah, it's like five, right? I think it's about $5,000.
Oh, so that's it. You got to save for that. I hope you've not got holidays planned, mate.
I know. I've got the money just in case. I do get accepted onto any time soon, but
and then wait for a course and go for it.
Sorry.
Do you just wait for the course and then apply?
Yeah, so I've sent my email. I've uploaded my email to see when they've got the next course opening. So we'll see. I'm sure I'm going to have to be waiting a few more years to get on it, but oh well.
Really? Why so long? Is it a hard thing to get onto?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And how long will it take, do you know? Because obviously you do your coaching batch, your first one, and it takes, a weekend? And then
have you done the level one, haven't you?
I've not done any, no. I've looked
into it.
No.
How did you work at Premier then?
I didn't need a football coaching badge. I'm just a genius, mate.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I have other qualifications, so we say.
Oh, okay.
Not football coaching badge.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't know that. But now the level one is like Friday, Saturday night. I think that's about 3. So you got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's about 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
So relatively straightforward. Your level 2, I think, is it 6 months or a year?
Oh.
Yeah, I think B license is a year. Can go to 2, and your A license is a year.
And then what? When you get to UEFA?
If you do your UEFA A, you can do your pro license, but that's like your first team managers, your Dean Smiths, your Slavan Bilic's.
Yeah. And how long do they take? A long time or a year?
I've actually not looked into that. It's too far away, and I don't think I'd ever get on it.
So how long did it take to do your UEFA B then?
Well, technically, I did it over like 2 years because it was through the uni, but because our coursework, so it stretched it over 2 years. But it's meant to be a year.
Yeah. Oh, nice. It's all right then. It's considering your level B takes a year or two, and then the rest take a year as well. You'd think it would just get longer and longer.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's now is you go do your course and then it's working away.
Oh, is it?
And then the tutors or the mentors come out to visit you every so on to see how you're getting on. It's not to catch you out and be like, oh, you're doing this wrong. It's to try and catch you in to be like, okay, this is what you need to be doing, or you're doing this really well, keep doing it. And then can you add these bits in as well?
What's that big step up then from that weekend of level A? Is it level A? Is the first one level A?
Level what? So they put it into levels. So it's like level 1 to 5.
You're having a weekend and then a whole year. Where's the difference there? What makes it so long? Obviously within the work, but what is the stuff that they want you to work on?
I think your level 1 is just more getting used to putting on a session and being able to deliver it and just dropping in some coaching points, whereas your level 2 looks more at the detail in your coaching points. So how you strike a ball, how you defend 1v1.
Hold on, let's stop you there. Go on then. Tell us, how do you strike a ball, Tom?
Well, in fact, I remember this when I was at university. Our lecturer was like, right, you got to pretend I'm a robot. You've got to program me of how to strike a ball.
Yeah.
So you had to tell him exactly what to do without missing a step out. Like you go to put on a kettle. So you got to put the switch on. Mm-hmm. You got to fill it up with water and whatnot. So we basically had to do that with him of how to strike a ball.
And what did you say? Can you remember? Come on.
Nah.
They'll be watching this. I want to know. I want to know how to strike a ball, Tom. I don't know how. I've lost the ability.
I'm sure you haven't. You could ping a ball better than me.
Yeah. Well, so look at them kids that you see.
Oh, different ways, isn't there?
Come on. What if I was 6 yards away from the goal and it was an open net?
Well, I'll tell you to use your side of the foot because you've got more surface area to make contact with the ball to just push it in.
The outside of my foot?
Inside.
Oh, that's better.
You've got the more of that surface area then.
Didn't know I could have got outside the foot then.
I'm sure you'd be able to do it. You'd be able to do that. Outside the foot, Rabona, Mang, top in.
That obviously you've been through doing it for so long and you will obviously know how to tell someone how to strike the ball in certain areas, but you ever find that you can't do it personally? Or it just doesn't work how you want it? Because I will watch. Is she laughing at it?
See?
Someone laughing at you?
No, I'm just thinking, have I had that problem? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's mad because I'll like sometimes I'll maybe even watch the football, watch a free kick in slow motion and realise how to strike the ball. And I'll go out, play six-a-side or something, hit one, and it's sweet. And I'll do the same thing, and it won't be sweet. And I'm like, what? So, but you being the pro, you should.
That's a big word to throw out.
The ball just does it work every time for you?
No, it don't work every time, does it? It doesn't work every time for the pros. Like you look at Ronaldo. I mean, yeah, but I mean, how much time is he spending in the training ground just ball outside of the 18-yard box, just trying to put it into the top left-hand corner? He's probably spending hours a week, hours a month. All that time builds up. So, but they're not perfect.
Is it more of the case of if you do it wrong, at least you know how to do it right? Doesn't mean you can do it, but you know what you've done wrong.
You've got to be able to identify that you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
If you don't identify it and you're doing the same thing over and over again, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
You got to be able to either recognise it or have someone tell you that you're doing it wrong.
So, do you think you could do that if you was to strike a ball and it go where you don't want it to? You would be able to recognise, or obviously, is that what you do with the kids when you're coaching them? When they're doing it, you have to then kind of analyse what they're doing, watch what they're doing, and tell them where they're going wrong.
So I've had one child before. He was much more physically developed than everyone else within his age group. Mm-hmm. And the kid, he could smash a ball. Yeah. But his problem was he could smash a ball and he didn't know how to do anything other than that. Yeah. So when he went for shots 1v1, he'd smash it and every time go high. So it was just trying to get him to understand that fantastic, you can smash a ball and it's good in these situations. However, if you're 1v1 with a goalkeeper, if you keep skying it like you have been, what might you need to do differently?
Yeah, and making them realise what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's good. Have you ever seen the picture of Ross Barkley when he was younger and he used to play?
No.
And when he's about 10, he's about 6 foot, and the rest of the kids are about...
Oh, no, yeah, I have seen it, yeah. I think it's like Lukaku as well.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, as well. A giant. Well, he's only young anyway, isn't he? And he's a massive bloke.
Yeah.
And he smashes the ball over the... You need to tell him, stop smashing the ball over the bar.
Yeah, well, I mean, it helps them as well develop other abilities to their game of being able to pass the ball into the side netting and just, again, can you open your hips up to try and place it into the corners rather than just lacing it and trying to get it top bins or wherever you're trying to get it onto?
Yeah, that's my problem in six-a-side. The problem is with me is when we play in the big square goals, I will purposely try and put it in the top corner, and most of the time I will miss the goal completely because I'm too focused on trying to put it in that one spot that it doesn't need to be. And whereas when I play, the small long goals,
yeah,
a lot better there because it's just a case of keeping the ball down and not aiming. Hopefully, it's quite long. So
no, I remember from our time at Premier when we were in Burton, fucking them right into the corners.
It could, but in a top hockey tall goal, too much top corner is not good for the brain.
To be fair, I can't sit here and preach. I'm a terrible striker. Can't do it.
Was you a goalie?
I've been everything up until midfield.
Oh yeah, what happened there?
But mainly like centre half, goalkeeper, and fullback. Really.
Yeah.
That's the main positions. Can't do anything in front of centre midfield. Really useless. Absolutely useless.
Oh, there's a fly flying around.
Saw that fly try to attack you.
Really took me away. That's twice now. I've obviously just done a podcast with another lad, and same flies flying around trying to get me.
He just wants to feature.
I've had enough. Maybe he's a footballer.
Maybe.
If you was to if I was to ask you, do you have any tips that you would give to a footballer that's just some vital information that you've probably heard once and thought, oh my god, yeah, if you're shooting at goal, I don't know if this is true or not, but if you're shooting at goal, you obviously look at the goal first, and then when you actually kick the ball, you look at the ball and look where your feet are planted instead of looking at the goal. Is that a true thing, or does it not matter? You should know where the goal is if you're a striker.
You should, but I think you've got to find ways of developing your own technique and own way of doing things. If you find something, if you find not looking at the goal more comfortable for you, or who am I to say you've got to look at the goal and then look at the ball? Okay. Especially if you're scoring 9 goals out of 10. I think if that problem occurs, if they're not looking at the goal and they're scoring probably 1 goal in 10 shots, then it's probably my job to be, or the coach's job to, right, what's going on here? What can we do to get more goals? What do we need to work on?
Yeah. Do you have a specialist? Is I don't know if it happens in academies, but do you have a specialist area that you coach in yourself?
No, so we're just in charge of our team.
Yeah.
So we've got a goalkeeper coach, phase coaches, so head of youth and head of foundation phase. Obviously, our age group coaches. Yeah. Luckily, we've got a psychologist, which is never really had that before. So he's fantastic.
Psychologists come in and do, obviously, for the children, for the kids. Or...
So he comes in and just offers like one-on-one support if they need to speak to him about anything, if they're upset, if they're happy for some reason. I don't know. Whatever, he's there just for like that support. Yeah. He does group and team works around leadership. So there are 5 C's, I believe it is, within psychology. Now, I don't know them. I just know sort of confidence. That's all I know. I can't think of any more. But there are 5 C's. So he's looking at communication. There's another one. So he's done a presentation on each of the 5 C's. Mm-hmm. And it's just looking at how we can build the players, teamwork, confidence, leadership skills, all just within the psychological area of trying to make them better.
Oh, that's good. That is quite an important thing to have, obviously at a young age at a football academy, because, well, even for as little as things aren't going right for you, or you're not. Whereas, let's face it, in a sport when you're that young, obviously you can be good, but bad things happen to the best of people.
Yeah.
You're not going to score all the time, and if you're a kid, it probably hits you more knowing that you're not scoring a goal because you just want to. That's all in life that you're really bothered about. So being told that, hey, don't worry.
Yeah, so that's what he's there for. He's just there for that support, and if he can offer any advice and tips around, if you're feeling low on confidence, what can you do to get better, and just providing like probably like smart goals, smart targets of how they can be better. But yeah, he's good. He's good at what he does, and I know the players love him because he's good at what he does, and he really supports them.
Nice, that's good. What are you looking to? Obviously, we only talk about what happens now. We try not to look too far in the future in case something pops up. But where would imagine when you was at uni and you was doing this course and it was all going swell and you got your degree? What was your aim? What are you looking to get to? Because you said to me earlier that you're not looking to really go to the managing sort of side. So what is it then? Where is it you want to go? Or do you want to stack?
It's a good question. Where there are a lot of things I want to do.
A lot of things everyone wants to do.
Yeah. So right now, I think I'm really, really happy in what I'm doing. So going into schools, being a school sports coach, absolutely loving that, and then going and doing the RTC within the evenings and the Saturdays. Yeah, as well as doing like player and skill development centres as well. I think I'm really happy doing that because it's my job.
Yes,
is literally coach.
Thing you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean that's what I've been sort of training to do for the last 4 years. Yeah, so I mean I can't really sit back and go, actually I want to do that, because at the moment this is what I want to do. I want to get as much practice, much experience as I possibly can.
Definitely,
and I'm loving it, and as long as I can help those, the children, just become better at PE and being able to move better, think a bit more tactically, develop ways to throw. Because I mean, I could never throw as a kid. I don't know why, but it's something that's always annoyed me because I've never been able to throw, and I still really can't now with one arm. But
I know what you mean. There is things in certain, like when you're younger, that some people just never teach you. You either figure it out for yourself or you just never find the grips of it. And you see that, obviously I see that working in the school as well, that there's certain people, well, even not just kids, but adults as well, that can't quite do something. But you think it's so easy because you're so natural at doing it. So it's about making them start doing it from such a younger age.
I think it's really important.
Ways of doing things, catching, throwing, whatever it is.
Yeah, so I think it's really important that we're able to teach them to do a whole range of things and be able to use their bodies and their limbs, because I mean they grow into it, so it's difficult. Their balance is all over the shop. So I think it's really important that we help them with that. But as well, we've got to help them develop as a person that can function well in society, that's not going to be a bully, that's going to be well mannered, nice, friendly, help other people. So I think we've got a massive, really important job to play, and at the moment I'm loving doing that, and that's something that I want to carry on for the foreseeable future. But it's not to say that that's what I want to do consistently for the
forever
rest of life. I mean there are things like I'd love to help or work for the FA or governing bodies of developing new coaches. I think that's something I've always had a passion about doing. And wanted to do, really. So I've took a couple of courses with the Open University through the pandemic to help with that. So it's like coaching others to coach is something I've done, which has been really enjoyable. Took a long time to do, but it was really good. So it's just Yeah, I think everything with me is just trying to develop other people because
Yeah.
it's something that I like doing. But
It's a nice thing to have, to want to do as well.
yeah, to be fair, it's something I've always wanted to do. I mean, as I said before, when I was young, I wanted to be a teacher. But then when I realised I could be a football teacher, I was like, that's for me. So yeah, but I knew I've always wanted to teach and to try and help others. So that's just been me anyway.
Have you ever thought about having your own football team?
What, as in like me set up a team?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I've never thought about it.
No.
I think no. No.
Like a young
kids football. It's a lot of work. I think at the moment I'm too busy for it anyway. But is it something I thought? I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I've just got no reason to do it at the moment.
How does so let's say your contract work with Villas at the moment? Does it work on a yearly thing, or do they take you on? Obviously, at your job, like if you improve certain, like you're getting the managers up in the big area. If you do well, you stay. If you don't, you go.
So, well, with the foundation, with my school contract, I don't think that's got. I think that's fixed term, so that's just.
Is that through the same people then, the schools and the Villa areas at the same company or group?
So we've got Aston Villa Foundation, which is like the community.
Okay.
And then the RTC is more of like the girls' youth elite end. So that contract is yearly. So that's been renewed for this season.
Yes.
And so just keep going.
Keep working.
But, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's good because it keeps you on your toes and
and you like people that work hard. So
I do. Yeah, you can't not preach it and then not do it, can I? Can't preach it and then not do it.
I know what you mean. I like a hard work. You get your rewards, don't you?
Yeah, especially since I have been working hard the last 4 years. I've probably not really said it much. To myself, but looking back,
that's it. You should always praise yourself as to where you are. You've obviously done something right.
Yeah, I mean it has taken a lot of work.
Step up from when I last saw you.
You what? Sorry.
Took a massive step from when I last saw you.
To be fair, I miss our times at Premier. They were class.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Have you watched the podcasts that I've done previously?
Yeah, watched them all.
Thank you.
Did you? Been really good.
Obviously, there's the one that was 2.5 hours. The Magic. Did you watch the Magic one?
Not all of it.
Did you get tricked by the first trick?
Of course. They were brilliant.
Did you actually?
Yeah, why?
Did you guess the right card?
No.
No. Remember, did you not? Basically, done a card thing. Also, something else happened during, but I can't remember what it was. Number one.
No, they've been brilliant. It's been really good.
It's been good fun. I've enjoyed it. Learning from people and listening to people. So.
Yeah, a lot of listening involved.
Yeah, a lot of listening from me. A lot. But I don't mind listening to people if they're interesting. And everyone I've had so far is interesting.
Yeah, up until now.
Which is dreadful.
Yeah.
But we do. We've been on for an hour, so we'll keep the fans happy, Tom, and we'll say it's been a pleasure.
Nice one.
It's been good to have you on. Good to hear about everything you've done. Obviously, well involved in the coaching, and we are hoping, by we, I mean me and all the fans, I've got loads. You're one of the biggest fans, so this is to yourself. I hope you get somewhere, I hope you get far, and I hope you do what you want to do. That's the main message. This is my message that you've kind of give to everyone, is that you just do what you want to do and what makes you happy.
Yeah, I think it's important.
Else. Tom's not aiming to work at Villa, manage them, take them to the Champions League final, because he doesn't want to do that.
They've been there, done that, haven't they? So
yeah, we've done that. We don't need to do that again. Come on. But thanks very much, Tom.
No worries, man. It's been a pleasure. Good to catch up.
Yeah, man, definitely. See you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah,
Cheers, mate. Catch you later.